Okay, in this video we're going to go over the first law of indices. And the first law of indices states that if you've got some sort of base to the power of m times another base to the power of n, often the same, that is equal to a to the power of m plus n. Note that the bases have got to be the same. Okay, so let's just do an example of that. So if I said to you k to the power of 3 times k to the power of 7, that would equal k to the power of 3 plus 7, which of course is k to the power of 10. Okay, I'll just do another example of that. So if I said I had x to the power of 4 times x to the power of 12, that would equal x to the power of 16. You add the indices, okay? And the same thing happens if you happen to have a negative. Let's say I had y to the power of 3 times y to the power of negative 2. That would equal y to the power of 1, which of course is just y. So just remember, when you're multiplying the two terms with the bases, you add the indices. Okay, let's just make this a little bit more complex. We'll come over here so we can just do a few more examples. We can combine letters. Let's say I had p to the power of 3, r to the power of 2, times p to the power of 4, r to the power of 6. We do the same thing. So we look at the p's and we go, okay, we've got a 3 here, we've got a 4 here, so that's going to equal p to the power of 7, because 3 and 4 is 7, and then r is 2 and 6, so r to the power of 8. So again, you do the same thing even if you've got more than one letter. And the last example is if we start putting some numbers in it. So if I start saying 3 y to the power of 2 and z to the power of 8 times 4 y z to the power of 2. We go through the same process, but because we've got our bases here, they're not exponents, we still have to multiply that. So the 3 times 4 becomes 12. Then we'll deal with the y's. We've got y squared and y. Well, that's the same as having a 1 there, isn't it? So that would be y to the power of 3. And then we've got z to the power of 8, z to the power of 2. Of course, 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. And so that'll be your answer there. So that's the first law of indices. And we go back, right back to the very start, and I'll write it out again. Okay, I'll put it down here, where you've got the same base, so a to the power of m times a to the power of a different base is equal to the base, a in this case here, and the indice is the two exponent values here added together. So you just got to remember that you add those indices only.